Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. Today it's time to deal with the wood stove. I haven't been using it for a little while. It's been kind of warm, but it's cold. It's winter in New England, so it's still chilly and it's getting cold again. I had a little issue, as you can see, with some creosote. Never had that happen in 25 years of using this wood stove. Never had that. You can even see it's dripped onto the floor. And these pipes are installed backwards. I understand that. I realized that many years ago, and I said, well, I'm not having any problems with it, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's clearly broken now. Normally you would have these installed the other way around so that the lip was that way. So if any creosote dripped, it would drip inside. As you can see here, it ran down outside. So that's backwards. But I've never had creosote drip. Of course, I've had a little buildup in the chimney here and there, but you sweep that out once or twice a year. Just never had this happen. So, and I've burnt some not well-seasoned wood before, so obviously I've got some that was not a seasoned very well at all. So got to clean that up. I got this Rutland creosote remover. Sorry for my shaky hand. So obviously the easy way to do this is to just buy new pipes. These are kind of old anyway, so they kind of need replacing, but they're expensive and they're totally functional. There's nothing wrong with them other than they're a little rusty and don't look the best. So rather than spend, $15 a piece on all these pipes and elbows, I'm going to try to clean these up. So I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to spray this anywhere where I see creosote, like there. I'm going to spray this stuff on it. I'm going to build a fire outside and try to cook this creosote out, off and out of these pipes. And then hopefully put these back together in the correct direction. So if I get creosote again, it will just drip down inside and not outside. And of course, clean them once a year and you'll be fine, once or twice. And then try to clean up down there. This isn't really hurting anything too terribly bad, but it could, it could start a fire if it builds up, and it smells terrible. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, so I've got my pipes out. That's actually some of the wet wood that I took out of the stove. I've got my pipes. They're not really cleaned yet, but you can see a lot of the creosote has already just flaked out of them. So this pipe here, this one here, was the worst one on the outside, and I haven't tipped it. So let's see what comes out. Quite a bit. So I'll be cleaning out the inside of those pipes with a brush or something, or whatever. I may just this is the part that goes into the chimney, and I think I need this adapter to switch these around the other direction. I'll have to figure that out. So this is my fire pit, so I figure I'll just kind of start a fire, go get some more good dry wood, get a fire going. I got my spray stuff, spray these pipes down, and well, let's see what this stuff can do, whether we can clean these pipes out good enough to use them, because these are, like I said, $15 a pop. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces that would have to be replaced, and that part might be even more than 15. So, but even at 7 times 15 is 105 plus tax in Connecticut, up to about $115 to replace all these. So we'll see what a $20 bottle of goo remover can do, and a little bit of time and patience. So I'll get a fire going, we'll go from there. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a bunch of these pieces that I sprayed with a Rutland goo, whatever you call it, creosote remover. And you can see where the creosote's bubbled up here in the past, and it does appear to be more or less more or less, I'm sorry, I'm holding the camera and doing this at the same time, more or less scraping, flaking off. So I guess it's working. And you can see that that's kind of powdery, and it's not gooey. Yeah. So I guess it's working. Getting in the smoke here. So here's the end. This one had a lot of creosote on the inside. I sprayed this, and yeah, it's flaking off. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but it's pretty good. I'm not concerned about getting the insides, you know, super duper clean, you know, as long as they're not, you know, hazard. But the outsides, where it was dripping, you know, where it was dripping down the pipes and making a huge mess in the house and smelling, that's what I really wanted. That's what I really wanted to clean up. Of course, like an idiot, I don't have a wire brush. I just have little teeny ones. This is not a great idea, but we'll see. Maybe this is a plastic brush, not great on hot metal. but anyway, yeah, we'll see. Maybe yeah, maybe I spray a little bit more on this. And see if it, obviously it's kind of, but I'm pretty happy with that so far. So I think the next one is going to be this one here. Again, this one's not so bad on the inside. I'll certainly, oh my god, the smoke is just going in all different directions. Let's just go over here. So I'm going to spray this one best I can down the inside. That's not that bad for the inside of a stovepipe. I mean, it's not great. And some of this just flakes off naturally. You know, I don't want to give this stuff too much credit, but the gooey stuff on the outside is what I'm really wanting to get rid of, because stuff that's inside the pipe, doesn't really cause a big mess. You know, it eventually, like I said, obviously you don't want that accumulating and causing a chimney fire, but like I said, I do. Let's see, I want to try to get this in a place where it's going to get some heat. All right, let's see what that does. Like I said, I sweep my chimney a couple times a year. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I can zoom in. That's the top of my chimney. It's shaky, but you can see that's pretty clean up there. That cap is really clean. So this creosote issue was just kind of a one-time deal right in the pipes here. But yeah. Anyway, I'll let this cook and we'll come back and see what we got. All right, just as I was ending, that thing fell over, but you can see that's bubbling a little bit near the top. So you can see that creosote bubbling up. And then we're just gonna wait and see, because obviously it's always bubbles up when you heat it. The issue is getting rid of it. Like I said, getting it to dry up and flake off. That's what that Rutland spray creosote remover is supposed to do. So we'll let that pipe cook and we'll see how it does. This part here I just pulled out of the fire with the pliers. So this is, as you can see, the little, I happen to need a small piece that, you know, that tall anyway, but can't really see that. I happen to need a piece that tall anyway, so this piece came with the damper installed already, nice and easy. I put in dampers before, they're not hard. But when you buy it pre-made, the hole is, so the holes are automatically lined up and you don't have all that stuff. Okay, sorry, just turn that around. This was pretty gummed up to the point where it was actually not even really wanting to turn well. So yeah, I would say that that stuff it did help. When this cools, I'll go over it with the brush, and of course the smoke is coming right in my face again. But this is the outside, and you can see that creosote. Now these are not going to be pretty pipes, but they weren't pretty before either. So it almost looks like where that creosote remover was, it's kind of creating bare metal, which is, again, it's okay. I'm just trying to get a few more years, at least this year, out of these old pipes. I'm so sorry with the camera. It's really hard. I'm trying to do everything. I'm just holding the camera. I don't have it set on a tripod here. I probably should. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a video of this, so. But there, you can see that's definitely cleaning up. That stuff is falling off. I didn't really plan on doing this today, that's why I wasn't really prepared with a wire brush, and I just kind of said, it's getting cold, I gotta do this. I would like to have a fire in the stove tonight again. We were away for a couple days and came back, and it's cold. Of course, it was colder where we were, but we expected that. Visiting a friend up north, and it was pretty cold up there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, that's pretty clean. So I'll just have to make sure that the outside is as clean as I want it. It's cooling off, so now I can kind of hold it a bit. I want to get that spot. Okay. I mean, that's good enough. I mean, it's not gonna have creosote running all down. Well, this side. I wonder if I can just kind of. It's so hard to hold. I need 3 hands. This side had a lot more on it, so. Like I said, a wire brush would be better. I think I have wire brushes for my drill, but I don't want to go at it that hard. I just want something to brush off. But that's pretty clean. I mean, it's a little rusty now because it had sat, but I don't think there's any more creosote on that. So I think that's good to go. That piece is done. So, and there's that pipe. Let's take a look at this. Like I said, this was the worst of the. Whoop. Smoke is changing direction on me again. Yeah, see, this is still gooey. Down here, this is still gooey. But this up here, there we go. This stuff, for it's a little thinner. That appears to be coming off. So sorry about the horrible cam work again, but down here it's still gooey. I may spray that again. Let's try that. So again, this is what I'm using. Rutland Professional Strength Creosote Remover. So again, the idea here is to really get the outsides clean. Okay, so I got all the pipes clean, and they're just kind of sitting here waiting. Yeah, that's pretty clean, waiting to go back up. I gotta clean out the chimney a bit. That's pretty clean on the outside. So I'm actually gonna see what happens since this stuff. I tried to clean this with a little brake clean, but I'm gonna see what happens when we spray some of these. This is the creosote drips from when they dripped out of the stove. And let's see if this works. If it worked on the pipes, maybe it'll work on the floor. I'm afraid it's just soaking into the, well, you can sure smell it. I'm afraid it's just soaking into the concrete, but we'll see. This was the biggest spot over here. Some of it, I think, got cleaned up when I vacuumed. Some of it just sat on the dust. Alright, let's see. Yeah, you know what? I think that's the way to clean the floor too. Okay, so try to pull that back. So I hit that with a little bit of that soot remover, and you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a professional chimney guy. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that with my regular cleaning sweeping. That's a lot better than it was. Yeah, there's still some creosote in there, but it's not much, and it's not anything I'm really worried about. Luckily I have a mason chimney, whatever, block. And it's not that old. And I clean it every year. So I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a sweep. And what I use for that is, and maybe I'll actually stop being lazy and set up the tripod so you can see what I'm doing, is this. I've been using this for a few years, Soot Eater. It's like a giant weed whacker. And you attach it to your drill and it goes up. You attach a 3-foot piece at a time, and it goes up, and it'll go all the way up and sweep that cap. And you saw the cap earlier, and the cap looks pretty clean, but I'm like, you know what? I only sweep it once or twice a year, and I haven't swept this since the end of last burning season. So it's probably okay for a while, but if I sweep it now in mid-January, it'll be good for the rest of the year. It should be. So gonna go ahead while I've got all the pipes down anyway and sweep it. All right. So I know I look fantastic. Wearing grungy clothes to do a grungy job. Good old Carhartt hat and oh, plaid. And underneath the plaid, more plaid. That's what they call plaid on plaid crime. Fashion police are coming for me, I can tell you that. So I'm getting out my Soot Eater deal, and this goes on the end of your drill, and it is essentially like heavy duty weed whacker, and it works really well. And in the package it comes with, you got a tool and the piece that goes onto your drill. So that goes into the chuck of your drill, and that goes on each one. This is spring loaded, each one of the rods, and you'll see how I do it. These are the rods. Let me get one out of the package. These are the rods. So they also have spring-loaded little knobs on each one, and then the female end is there. And so the part that goes onto your drill just fits in like that. You push it in, and the other ones keep going. And this tool that they give you, and so you put one up the chimney at a time. This tool gives you there's a little divot there. You got a little point, and you can push that in, and because it's a little hard to separate them, to take them apart. So the first thing you got to do is you got to, well, the first thing you got to do is put the end, attach your end onto one of the rods, and you can just push them together to get them started, and you just make sure that the little button is locked in. It's like a pool skimmer. And I'll see if maybe I can maybe I can show you with one rod down here before I cram them up the chimney. Let's see if this works without it without it doing something horrible to me. Let's see here. I mean, you all know what a weed whacker looks like, so you can see. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it definitely opens up for you. And then again, to get these apart, so when you want to take these apart, you've got the little button there, but you can't really press it. You kind of need this tool, the little pointy thing, and then it's a little bit of a pain. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard for me to show you this. There it goes. So that is a little bit of a pain, but honestly, the alternative is going up on the chimney like I used to do, taking the chimney cap off and jamming a brush down and then attaching very similar rods to this one at a time. So the first thing you do is you kind of put that in the chimney, obviously. Oh, need a flashlight. Obviously, you're angling that up. There we go. So you get it started and you just leave it like that. So it fits really tight, so it's just sitting there. Because you have to seal this up. The kit comes with clear plastic. I have it somewhere, I don't know, but I just use a whatever garbage bag or whatever. It doesn't have to be like this perfect seal. Okay, so I sliced a hole in it. Where did it go? Here it is. I think. Well done. Sliced a hole in it and lost the hole. All right. There we go. So it doesn't have to be like this perfectly super tight fit. You're just trying to get this so, and I've already torn it. You're just trying to get that so, you know, all the dust doesn't just come right back into the room. And obviously, if you're doing this in a fireplace, in an actual house instead of the basement, you'd want to be way more careful with sealing this up. For me, it's a basement, so it is what it is. And so I'm just kind of, as you can see, wrapping this around with some cheap electrical tape. It's not cooperating at all. And that's a little bit better. This is the worst tape ever. Just so you know, I love Harbor Freight for a lot of things, but electrical tape is not one of them. It is, if you need something that doesn't stick very well, go ahead and get yourself some Harbor Freight electrical tape. It does not stick very well, although this one's doing a little bit better. All right, that's good enough. You're just trying to, like I said, keep it from just flying into the room willy-nilly. So you got your and so basically you can start by getting that on there, and then you just work that up and down, and then you can just let the drill hang. Get your, oh, that doesn't seem like it's okay. And then when you've got it hanging from the chimney, it's actually a little bit easier because it's tight enough, it just hangs there. So you just attach the next rod. Now I know a lot of people are probably saying, That one's... Of course, this is going a lot worse than usual. Usually this is really easy. I mean, a lot of people are going to say, well, that doesn't replace a professional chimney sweep. And maybe so. But I found it's pretty clean. So, I mean, yeah, you should probably have your chimney, you know, inspected and maybe professionally swept once in a while. I don't know. I've always done it myself. And I've never had an issue. All right. So the other thing, it's just a matter of getting that little button. Boy, it's really fighting me today. It doesn't usually fight me this bad because I'm on camera. The other thing with this is there used to be a wall, a hole through to another room that we blocked off. That's why I had that convenient little shelf there. When I bought this kit, it was 1, maybe 2 rods short of what I needed to go all the way up. And you can buy extra rods. I got this on Amazon. You saw the box called Soot Eater or something like that. Yeah, Soot Eater. And you can buy extra rods. But by the time I bought 2 rods, it was only a couple dollars more to buy a whole nother set. And then I get a ton of extra rods in case one ever breaks. And I get an extra tool and then a whole extra sweeper head. So unless you only need 1 extra rod, if you need 2 or more, just buy a whole nother set. And so you just kind of keep going like that. I think I got 4 more rods to go for my chimney. Like I said, this may seem like a pain in the butt, but I can tell you it's a lot easier than climbing up on the roof. And honestly, the older I get, the less comfortable I am up on heights, which if you saw my other video on renting the lift that I used to paint the side of my house, I used to do all that on ladders. But yeah, just not comfortable up there anymore. Now, I'm not hearing a whole lot. Usually, like, if I hadn't done this in, 8 months or something like that, or even a year, I would hear all the the stuff falling down. Wow. But this is pretty clean this year, so I think I got about 3 more. And you'll feel when you get to the top, hopefully you have a chimney cap, that if you don't have a chimney cap, you're just obviously feel it come right through the top of the chimney. Hopefully you have a chimney cap, you should. And when you still, it opens up, top of the chimney cap is wider. So you'll feel this very, very definitely feel it open up on top of the chimney. This is just going to refuse. There we go. I don't have my glasses on either, so I can't see. There we go. Hopefully you can see. I'm not getting too much in the way. I don't have a lot of space to work with here. So, like I said, it can be a bit of a pain getting them apart. I got 2 more rods. I think the other rods I have over there are all spares. So, I'll look at the box later, and it tells you, obviously, when you order, it tells you how many rods are included, how many feet it's good for. This is cleans, okay, up to 18 feet. So I needed like 20, 21, 22, maybe 23 feet. So the rods, I think, are 3 feet a piece. So if I only bought one, I was kind of close. I wasn't sure. So I just went ahead and figured I would probably need two. Like I said, that made me go ahead and buy the whole extra set, which I'm happy I did. I haven't had anything break on me yet, but it's just nice. So yeah, if your chimney is 18 feet or less, then you only need one set. Now I bought this several years ago, so I don't even know. You'll have to look on Amazon or whatever, see if Soot Eater is still sold. I'm pretty sure something similar is sold. Okay, I'm starting to get some dust in here because my plastic is ripping. So it's getting a little dusty. Let's see if I can do something about it here. And just wrap another piece of around here. Just I think if I recall, the plastic that comes with it, it's clear, but it's pretty thick. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of a few things tumble down through the chimney. So yeah, the plastic they give you is clear, and it's pretty thick, thicker than a garbage bag, so it does a little better as far as not tearing. I think the first time I used it, I used the plastic that came with it, and then after that, I don't know, I just got lazy and grabbed the garbage bag. So of course, after you do this, especially if it's been a while, you got to clean out the bottom of your chimney. Mine was clean before I did this. It had a few little things in it. So let's see. This rod should get me through to the top. Let's see if it does. Yep. Yeah, I can hear. You can't probably hear it on there, but I can hear the plastic string hitting the metal grate on the chimney cap, and I can feel it hitting the top of the chimney cap. Uh-oh. So that's bad. That came off. But I'm done. So let's take this off. And I just gotta scooch it up. So what happened was, yeah, it's just, I guess I didn't have that one on there very well. It popped off, so now I'm just kind of scooching the rods back up until I grab the end, and there it is, and pull it out. So I did get some stuff, and obviously this is a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. And so as these come out, you just pull them apart, and I just zip them right back down in the package as I'm doing it. It's just a piece of cardboard with plastic that I can just slide these pieces back down in. The only thing I'm afraid of is it felt a little bit funny. I hope I didn't knock the cap off the chimney. That would suck, because that means I'm going up there to put it back. I've been worried about that. See, this is the case. I'm just sliding them back down package. A couple times in the past I thought, oh God, I knocked the chimney cap off, but then turns out I didn't. So hopefully I didn't this time either. It's on there pretty good, knock on wood, so I'm just trying to get these in every other. Not that important. But there's definitely a little bit of ash. like I said, these come apart a little bit easier than putting them together or pull them apart when you've got this kind of holding it for you. It's kind of like extra hands. So and let's see, that's 5, so I should be, that's it. And there's the end. So now I just will pop the end off, and the end goes back in the bag it came with. Oops. Just drop the tool down into the stovepipe. And then put that back over there. So I'm glad I did this. I didn't feel like it, but I suppose it's kind of stupid to do all this work cleaning out the pipes and then not do the chimney at the same time. So, oh, knucklehead, I put the tool away already, and I still need it to get the end caps off. All right. All right, there's the end from the drill in the bag with the tool. And then the last one of these slides down in there. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I needed 7 rods. It comes with 6. So I did only need 1 more. But like I said, I didn't mind buying the second set. So I'm going to show you. So that's quite a bit cleaner than it was. I mean, it's never going to be perfect because it's just sweeping. But that's clear. So now let's go outside. So there's a chimney cap up there. Still there, not knocked off, nice and clean. It was pretty clean before, so anyway, the fire pit is still smoldering from burning off the creosote from those other pipes. So what I'm going to do now is just start putting things back together, and I should be ready to start up a fire. I'm going to get some good dry wood though, so we'll be back. Okay, so there it is, all back together. You know, it's not the prettiest pipe. Like I said, if you go over here, you can see where it got ugly. But, you know, when you just walk in and you see it, it's not that bad. It's just old stovepipe. Everything's cleaned off, ready to go. The only thing I'm going to do is empty out the ash, the old ash out of the stove, and then we'll fire her up. All right, so I've started up the fire. This is some really good wood that was pretty well seasoned, and it's been sitting in the basement for over a year, so it's definitely dry. But as you can see, maybe I've sprayed, you can see that glossy, there was some creosote even on the door and over here. So I sprayed that, and that should burn itself off. So okay, so so far so good. Everything seems okay. And like I didn't mention before, when I put all the pipes back together, I put them together the way they're supposed to go. So if we have any more creosote drips, it should drip down inside the pipes instead of outside the pipes. So far it smells okay. I do have a decent fire going in there. It's not up to temperature yet, but I have the damper all the way open for the moment. But we'll see. Like I said, I gotta go. And if that was helpful, if you like that, hit like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and be safe with your wood stoves. I know sometimes I get a little bit, I seem a little bit flippant, but I'm not. I really do take this seriously, and I try to be very, very safe with what I'm doing. So better safe than sorry. You know, I've been through a house fire. It's not fun at all, and I do not want to do it again. So yeah. All right, have a great day, everybody, and again, hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.